When the GoFundMe page for Sweet Cakes by Melissa was shut down, people were outraged on their behalf. This was a fundraiser to help a family who'd been pushed out of business simply for standing up for their Christian beliefs. And now they faced over $100,000 in fines for, quote, mentally raping. Not my words, the words of the people who brought the suit. The couple, the same-sex couple that had tried to get Sweet Cakes to make a cake for a gay wedding. But GoFundMe defended themselves by saying it was against their company policy to allow a fundraiser under the circumstances in this situation. In fact, many on the left, the ones who hate bakers like Aaron and Melissa, were the ones who demanded that GoFundMe pull the page down. Kelsey Harkness of the Daily Signal noticed something a little hypocritical about this and went out on the street to present a question the press at large was not asking. Watch this.
We posed the question to people on both sides of the marriage debate outside of the Supreme Court today, why GoFundMe gets to choose who they do business with, but the bakery does not.
I don't think it was right of GoFundMe to shut them down. I mean, if they want to raise for something that GoFundMe disagrees with, I think GoFundMe should let them raise it.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, I think it's a matter of discrimination of a minority group who has traditionally been marginalized by our legal structures that we have in place.
It depends on why you're choosing not to do business with someone. And religious freedom is a right in the United States, but not religious discrimination.
That's not discrimination against individuals.
I think there's a difference between hate and discrimination. I mean, I'm not really sure where I'm going with this.
The green glasses. It says painfully hipster green glasses. This is a great question. Kelsey Harkness is a news producer and reporter for the Daily Signal. She joins me now. Great question, Kelsey. There's some surprising answers out of this. There were some people who I think maybe for the first time were faced with just the hypocritical double standard that something like this presents. You talked to a lot of people there. What were I guess the average of the opinions on the ground?
Well, I was actually standing outside the Supreme Court as the justices were hearing oral arguments for the gay marriage debate case. So there are a lot of people out there who supported gay marriage. So I went up to them and asked, why does GoFundMe get to choose who they do business with and the bakery does not? Surprisingly, a lot of people on the left who are pro-gay marriage said, you know what? That doesn't make any sense. I don't think GoFundMe should have shut it down. What's a little bit fascinating is that people who initially tried to respond and defend GoFundMe's decision had a little trouble, as you saw in that video.
Right, yes, the green glasses girl who entertained us immensely. Did anyone say, you know what, they should be able to decide if they want to keep a fundraiser open or not, just like the bakery should be able to decide if they want to bake a cake or not?
Yeah, actually, people on both sides of the marriage debate said GoFundMe should not have shut them down, and I think that's pretty fascinating. GoFundMe has a policy, a public policy on its website that says you can't use their website to raise donations if you commit a crime of a hateful act, something along those lines.
Right.
What's interesting is the Kleins, the owners of Sweet Cakes by Melissa, didn't commit a criminal act. They broke a civil law. There's a big difference there.
Oh, and that's a really good point that you make, because that was what GoFundMe cited, that they had committed a criminal act, that they had committed a crime. But so even by that definition, they hadn't really violated GoFundMe's rules.
Not by the definition that GoFundMe has on their website. When I reached out to them for more explanation of the policy that the Kleins are accused of breaking, they said we don't allow anybody to raise donations for any sort of actions that are in violation of the law. But what's interesting is I just saw this morning GoFundMe changed its public policy on its website to say not only heinous crimes, but formal charges in violation of some sort of law. That is a big difference that GoFundMe just made this morning.
Wow. Yeah, and I had not, that's the first time I think that we had heard of that. Wow. Well, this was a great video, and that was a great question, by the way. Kelsey Harkness, you can find her on Twitter at Kelsey J. Harkness, news producer with the Daily Signal. Go and watch that full video, guys. It's really good. Kelsey, thanks so much for joining us. Great work.